12 years ago, the Excellence in Agriculture Award was created by the Agribusiness Council of Greater Spokane Incorporated to recognize an individual, business, or organization that has made a significant and positive influence or impact on the agriculture industry in the Inland Northwest. This year's recipient's passion for agriculture embodies the dedication to the growth and very survival of our critical industry in our region and nation. Starting at an early age on his family's cattle ranch in Rosalia, he began to build a successful career that includes cattle ranch management, president of Aslan Finch, a regional seed and feed company, volunteer leadership roles in several agricultural organizations, including the Agribusiness Council of Greater Spokane Incorporated and the Spokane Ag Show. Behind his humble approach and infectious sense of humor is a strong champion for presenting the importance of agriculture to an urban community which is largely unfamiliar with the impact that agriculture has on our local and national economies. Atop all of these achievements, his legacy is to the youth of our region, their education and opportunity to grow in the challenging business of agriculture. Please join me in honoring this year's recipient, Jay Allert, a local cattleman, current Spokane agribusiness leader and longtime Ag Show supporter, as the 2025 Excellence in Agriculture Award recipient.
I remember in the 4th grade, we had a teacher that asked us what happiness was. And I happened to answer, working on the ranch. And he said, work can't be happiness. And I thought, really? So it kind of tells you what the ranch has meant to me. Grew up working here all summer long. Then when graduation came out of college, WSU, 1981, I was planning to be a hog farmer. And we had a little family meeting, and I had 2 brothers already on the ranch and 18% interest in tough times. I was told, you know what, you need to use that degree and go get a job. So sure enough, I had a U-Haul behind my car before too long and headed to Grants Pass, Oregon to work in the feed business with a carnation company. I was down there for 7 years, learned a lot, became a businessman really. And then in 1987, I had an opportunity. One of our customers from Carnation was in Spokane, a company called Aslan Finch Feed Company, and they were looking for somebody to come in and run the company for them. And I'll be darned, at 29, I was able to do that and become president of Aslan. 10 years ago, or a little bit longer than that, we actually sold Aslan. And I remember my insurance gal at the time said, so what are you going to do? I said, I'm just kind of thinking about that. But he goes, why don't you do what you want to do? I go, can you do that? So I got to thinking, and Sue and I talked about it, and sure enough, we thought, I know, we'll buy more cows. How about that?
I met him about 11 and a half years ago, and we got married 10 years ago. I am a retired nurse. Prior to meeting Jay, I thought cows were not very smart, and and I had no idea what ranching was. He invited me down here to see the ranch because he wanted to know if this was going to be a deal breaker, because he had no intention of living anywhere else. And if I couldn't see myself living here, there was no sense in pursuing a relationship.
I wanted to make sure that the business community of Spokane knew that how important agriculture is to the city. There's a $1 billion produced that produces $5 billion of impact on Spokane. So as I began to get involved with GSI, we started telling that story a little bit. We created the Agribusiness Council in 2012, I believe it was, which again, just GSI member companies that are involved in the food and agriculture industry. And we've told our story and supported our industry ever since.
He makes agriculture and the promotion of agribusiness as a priority. He knows how important it is to bring this message to more people for everyone to understand how important agriculture is.
There are amazing people in our industry. I don't consider myself one of those, but I do consider the work that we've done with the Agribusiness Council, with GSI, as a great accomplishment. We've raised the awareness of agriculture in the Spokane business community over the last decade. There is no question about that. It's a luxury to love what you do, because then work isn't work. I can't explain it other than it's just in my blood.
You know, I owe a lot of my activity here at the Spokane Ag Show and in you know, the Agribusiness Council of Greater Spokane to Jay. He invited me to be involved years ago when I was just getting started. Grateful to him for that. This is a huge award. He's not here with us today, and he just couldn't make it. He couldn't make it because of some of the things that are going on in his life right now. And as he battles and works through that time in his life, I'll just hold this up high for him, just because we know he would be here. He's always here. This is likely the first time I have come to an ag show and he's not here. And so we'll get this award to him with all of our love as well. And of course, a tip of the cowboy hat for Jay Allert. Let's give him another round of applause.